yes. Y'all. What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is MC Till, everybody's hip hop label. You are tuned in to the Boom Bap Chat. Super excited about tonight. Before we introduce our guest, I want to throw it over to a co-host you haven't seen in a while, my man Joe November. What's up, Joe November? How you
What's
doing
up,
tonight?
brother?
And who you
I'm
representing,
good,
man?
man. Um, I'm representing Kentucky, man. That's where I'm from. Kentucky hip hop. All the folks that are doing their thing out there. I live in Texas now, but I'm a Kentucky boy through and through. So that's who I'm representing.
Right on, man. Well, I'm MC too. I'm representing Ohio hip hop right now and representing everybody's records here in Cincinnati. They're always showing love to the local not just hip hop, but music community. They are always showing love. So we like to show them love back. So if you can get to it's Cincinnati, come on over to Everybody's Records. Call me up, I'll go with you. And if you can't get here, you can check them out online at everybody'srecords.com. All right, y'all. Let's get into this interview. Look, I was thinking back, Joe, to when I
Mhm.
was a kid growing up. I first got hooked on the hip hop like through Biz Markie, the Beastie Boys, Digital Underground, De La Soul, like all the native tongues.
Hmm.
And so much of the music was like fun. It was oftentimes very lighthearted. Well, our guest tonight gives me that same feeling. His music
Yes.
is jazzy, it's boom bap, it's soulful, it's got a positive feel to it. It's just dope. His most recent album, A Soulful Taste of Jazz, The Royal Blue Experience. Hey man, that came in at number 17 in our book this year. Out of 100,
Yes.
top 100 albums, number 17. That's
That's
pretty good.
crazy. That's
It's a
crazy.
fresh
Yes.
offering of cool
Honest.
lyricism over jazzy beats. And we're going to get into that album and a whole bunch more tonight, right now. So, friends, help me as we welcome to the Boom Bap Chat, the one and only SkyBlew.
Hey, peace and love, everybody. Yo, thank you. First of all, that's an honor. That's an honor. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for that amazing introduction, man. Like, hey, look, gratitude for sure. Honored to be part of the book number 17. Yo, shout out to my bro Scotty Royal who couldn't be here. You know,
Yes, sir.
job keeping him on the go, the JOB, but
Yeah.
he's here in spirit for sure. And it's an honor. So thank you for having us. I'm cooling, you see I'm kicking back, I'm vibing, man. I'm here. What's up, man?
Heck yeah,
That's
man. And
dope.
got the hat, always with the hat.
Yeah, the hat, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm sure you've put it out there many times before, but for those that don't know, what is the origins of the hat?
Oh, out the gate, right?
Right out the gate.
Out the gate. You know, I know we talked a little bit about it in beforehand as certain little things, but like this this hat is it's pretty special how we came together, and I don't want to say too much, but just know that this hat is let's just say we got a nice, special bond, and it was destiny how we came together, been by my side this whole time. And I can't say too much about the story, but just know that throughout different albums I may have been telling this hat story, you know
That's
if you
awesome.
pay
Gotcha.
close attention to certain titles or certain song concepts and be like, huh, who we talking about? Oh, well, just know, oh yeah, just know this, yeah, this hat though. This is a special hat.
I
Gotcha.
love that, man. I love layers to music and like, things that you put in there that maybe you don't realize till years later even. Like, oh, I think that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
dope. Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's the fun of the music, man. You take them on a journey, it's a,
Yeah.
it's a whole
Yeah.
universe is being built, so yeah, the
And
hat is definitely part of that universe. So I'm just, hey, look, it's a blessing how it happened, and that people really, gravitated to the hat and all that, and just, might even like it more than me. Ain't no hard
Hey.
feelings, no hard feelings, man. It comes with
Yeah.
it.
Do you sleep in the hat?
Nah, I don't sleep in
No.
the hat. Mm-mm, nah.
Right on. Well, listen, this is the Boom Bap Chat. We throw that term around a lot, boom bap here. And sometimes we like to ask our guests, just kind of what comes to mind when you hear that term, boom bap. How would you describe it?
Man, just like the essence of hip hop for real.
Mhm.
Of course, things evolved and all that too. Some in, some in a good way, some in, it is what it is. But like, far as boom bap is just like the essence of like just like hip hop and the DJs and just that synchronization that synchronization of just like a MC and just like a DJ or a really talented producer starting from scratch of just like I'm gonna hit you with a boom bat boom boom just MC what's up. I'm gonna build around it. But
Yeah.
if you can start off on the basis of this boom bap right here, then that's already you're already taking the proper steps into, becoming an MC and just combining those two elements to making you what some what people would call real hip hop. So
Yeah.
I view boom bap as just real hip hop and keeping that spirit alive, that art form. You can do all this other stuff and it's cool to experiment and stuff, but it's always dope when you can go back to the essence of that boom bap. You could do so much with a boom bap. You could put like a soul sample, you could put keys, you could put jazz, whatever, and it's never gonna go nowhere. You could get tired of hearing trap or you can get tired of hearing whatever, but I don't get tired of hearing boom bap because there's just so many
Mm.
ways you can take it, and especially with a talented MC or artist or even singer, or whatever, when that beat is layered like it needs to be, when that thing put together, is nothing like it, man. So
Yeah.
that I think of hip hop when I think of the boom bap,
Yeah.
and that ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. I love that type of music, especially the jazzy boom bap. And at the same time, I know that titles can also not be good. Do we box people in? And so I've really been thinking about like, okay, certain albums people wouldn't necessarily view as boom bap, but I don't know. It feels like there's some boom and bap in it. Like I was listening to the Killer Mike album and I had a discussion, the new Killer
Hmm.
Mike album. I had a discussion online and I was
Yeah.
like, I think this album is boom bap. And people were like, no, what are you smoking? Like this is not boom bap. It's like, okay, all right. So I don't know. And who gets to decide, what is and isn't. And I
if
feel like the
that's
lines get blurred a lot.
if that's what you feel when you're hearing it, then that's what you got from it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And that's hip hop right there.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
for
get a
sure. For
feeling.
sure.
Oh, let me get 1 sec. I need to turn my charger on for 1 quick second.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be
No
right
Turn
back.
problem.
that
No
charger
problem.
on.
Go
Did
ahead.
you
Go
see
ahead.
that conversation, Joe, about the
I
Killer Mike?
did. I did. I
What
did.
what
It
do you what
was.
do you think, man? You have thoughts on that?
I meant to go back and re-listen to the album.
Yeah.
Uh, I think there's some elements of boom bap in there. Obviously, he's heavily influenced by the Southern hip hop culture. So there's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of trap influences in there. But more than not, I think it's more of the spirit of boom bap rather than the technicality of
Yeah.
boom bap production.
I agree.
Um, and I think he embodies the spirit of it so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That because of the influences on there, just yeah, you can't deny that.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. A good way to
Yeah.
put it. So I was reading this article on you, SkyBlew, on Rapzilla. It was a dope article. And in it
Right.
it talked about you having being in the foster care system growing up, even being homeless for a little bit. I'm curious to know during those challenging times, was music a part of your life at that time? And what was what was your relationship? What was music doing for you during those challenging times?
Man. Yeah, that's yeah, you did some research for sure, man. But yeah, because during that time, music and video games and even less of video games, there was there, but music, comics, and cartoons and Toonami. Even before I understood what anime was, I was watching Toonami. Those are some of the things that were like my escapes, and it really just kept me kind of like it was escapism, but it was also grounding because as crappy as my reality was, I can just kind of zone into that. And music
Mm.
was always there. So even before I got into the system, my stepdad was playing like Tribe, and my
Mm.
mom was playing Marvin Gaye, Ozzy Brothers, Sade. And like I said, my stepdad was playing Tupac, Me Against the World. Every day I'm coming home from school, he's washing his car, and Me Against the World is playing. And I say that because that was happening every day. So like, and from the Diggable Planets to the Nas's and
Mm.
everything. So
Nice.
all that, I didn't even realize that because I was young, but I didn't realize that until like much later that I grew up into that. And so when I did get to foster care, I was still young, but I would just like play music all the time. And I had a radio, that I would just play all night, and I would just have it playing, and I would just certain nights I would listen to this channel, and certain nights I would be like, oh, more of a smooth rock. Certain days, oh, jazz, and it's just different things like that. And I didn't realize till post foster care how much of how important music was. But during that time, music did is one of the things I think that really kept me just kind of like zone into what life could be like, and not just getting caught up in my circumstances. Or like, yeah, these circumstances stuck and they suck, but music is one of those things that just kept me like, oh man, there's something I could look forward to because this makes me happy. And that's before I even knew to that I wanted to do anything with music.
Mm,
I was like, oh, these things are kept me grounded for real. So yeah, music
yeah.
did play a big part of my life for real.
Yeah. That's super dope. So that yeah, that article was on Rapzilla, and from my understanding, because I used to be in the Christian hip hop world pretty thick back in the day, and Rapzilla was like the thing back then.
Yep.
And so I imagine they're still covering Christian artists even today. And
I
so
bet.
yeah, I was curious to know like how do you identify, yourself as an artist? You just like I'm just an artist. You put on whatever labels you want. Do you identify as a Christian hip hop artist, boom bap artist, or is it just like I'm me and you call me whatever you want?
Yeah, it's one of those things where my slogan is I don't rap, I paint the sky blue.
Mm,
And I don't just say that for like a cool, just a cool slogan, but like I really, like I said, my music, it's a picture. I paint pictures, and it's a world that I'm creating, but I don't box myself in because
yeah,
like my foundations is, I was raised Christian, and I was in and out of group homes and all that stuff like that. And I left Christianity for a while, then I, came back, not, organically, and more so on the lines of like, I just trust, but God was, keeping me guided the whole time. So I never lost sight of that, even
yeah,
when I wanted to. So of course I was going to incorporate that into who I am, but I was like, oh, I ain't gonna do it in a way where I'm gonna be forcing it. I mean, I'm this, that's not who my identity is. It's just a part of me. So I'm gonna just, make that more digestible in my music, and you're gonna know what I believe, but I'm not gonna shun anybody else. If you latch on, you're like, oh yeah, I dig that, it's cool, that, job well done. But like I incorporate, some spiritual elements, there's the nerdy elements, as I mean, hello, you know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be there. And it's consciousness is in there. I got the
yeah.
boom bap, I got the jazz and all that. So instead of, people, over time, like for magazines, blogs or whatever, they was, like online magazines and blogs and stuff, they were like, you know, trying to figure out how to like categorize me and place me. And I was just like, it's painting the sky blue. It's an array of things in the picture. It just say, you may get some watercolor, some acrylic, a painting all in one painting,
Mm,
but you're gonna have different elements of different things that all represent who Sky Blue is. So that's how it is. I don't, unbox myself in. You could, throw me anywhere, and I'm gonna just be me regardless, humbly. I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, that's I worked hard to develop who I am as a person, as an artist. So, I don't really want to, I try not to box myself. Well, I can't really do it now because, just when they think they one project sound like this, they think the next one gonna sound like that, and it's fully totally different. So they're
mm,
like, man, we never know where to go. So it's just gonna be an adventure every time.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
just the great growth of an artist, man, to expand and grow and try different things.
Right. That's appreciate that.
That's great. Let me ask you this, man. So, talk about your first hip hop music memory. You mentioned some artists that you listened to growing up, but what was like the first one that vividly recall?
Man, I think so. I'm pretty sure this has only been told like behind the scenes. I don't think I ever said this. And if
Hmm.
I did, it might have been years ago or something. But my first memory of like hip hop memory that I have is uh when I was at one of my foster homes. One of my I was much younger. One of the foster parents, they went and got me the Millennium album. So
Mm.
and then like, it's like I guess now, is it's one of those things where I could like laugh, but at the moment, at that time, I wasn't happy about this because I really liked that CD. And one of my foster brothers, like, he liked it too. And so we
Hmm.
was like fighting over it, and it broke.
Mm.
And I was
Oh,
really upset about that.
Oh
So
yeah.
he
no.
broke my Will Lenium CD, bro. Will Smith at his in his prime. And and like
Yeah.
and like he broke it. That was my first memory because that was actually my first CD.
Oh,
That was my
okay.
first
Gotcha.
hip
Oh
hop
wow.
CD, like literally was Will Lenium. And I would play that every day. And my foster brother knew that.
Mm.
And he was just like, I want to listen to it. And I was nice enough to let him listen to it. But it came a time where he just didn't want to give it back. And it was literally a tug of war thing. And it broke. And I was hurt
Oh,
about it.
goodness.
That's
Gosh,
unfortunately that's my first that's like
that's
my
terrible.
first hip hop memory. My
That's
Will Lenium
terrible.
CD, man. I
Oh
got
my.
another one now though, you know.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Shout out to
know
Will
I
Smith, you heard?
yeah, I love Will Smith. I know a lot of, a
I do
lot
too,
a
man. I
lot
do too.
he gets a lot of hate even before the slap and everything going on, with his personal life. I know people clown on him and stuff, but he was always dope to me. I always liked
Yeah.
him as an MC.
Dang. Yeah.
He's a
So,
Shoot.
DJ. I'm a rapper is an absolute classic.
Hey,
heck yeah.
absolutely. And Big Willie style is nice too.
Oh,
Cold
yeah.
Red's crazy. Like,
Code Red.
people always, you know how it is, man. They throw
Hmm.
shade when you different, you know?
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
he stayed true to himself, and that's something I look up to as artists because Will stayed to himself. You know what I'm saying? Life got the best of him and stuff, and we're gonna see how he bounced back. But I think he, he's a man on principle, and I think he gonna redeem himself and he gonna bounce back. Ain't how you get knocked down, it's how you get back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And I'm sure it can't be easy being one of the most famous people,
I mean,
probably in the world. Like
Oh, yeah.
he's up there. That
this is
can't be
Will
an easy life.
this is Will Smith around nothing but like fake people in the industry at that.
Yeah.
So he ain't really
Yeah.
got nobody to like balance him out. So people don't know what's going on because this
Yeah.
is he's celebrity, he got it all. He filthy rich, but that don't mean nothing. Money don't really mean anything.
No,
I mean,
sure
So
Biggie
doesn't.
said it, more money, more problems.
He
fact.
sure
So
did.
Very
shout out
He
to
true.
sure
Big Will.
did.
We still rocking with you, fam.
That's right. That's right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Let me
Uh
ask you. Let me ask you another question, bro. You are from North Carolina, correct? Or you
Yeah,
represent North?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
originally from Alabama, but yeah, I've been in North
Okay.
Carolina for like maybe
Okay.
like 13 years now, maybe.
Oh, okay. Dope, dope, dope. So how would you say North Carolina, and the environment that you were brought up in, how did that influence you musically?
Ooh, man, what a good question. Because like it's one of those things, man. When I got to North Carolina, it was at the height of like I think it was like 2007 or 8, maybe 2007. And
Hmm.
I was coming straight from Alabama and I was in my full young millionaire phase. So I
Mm,
had a grill. I was,
mm,
a bunch of other stuff that I'm not too proud of, but like,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? And I was coming from that Alabama mind state, so I was stuck on that. So when I got to North Carolina, they were like, yo, why you don't sound like Rich Boy? Because that's the last thing he was at his prime. So that was the last
Yeah.
thing Rich Boy throw some D's was known
Hmm.
for.
mm,
Rich Boy shilling crit. They was thinking
Hmm.
I was gonna talk like that, but I was a little more articulate, but still with Alabama slang. I say all that to say when I got down here, my cousins and them was putting me on to shout out to LimeWire. It got us in a lot of trouble. If you know,
Right.
you know about LimeWire,
Word.
boy, to the point we had my auntie had to put my cousin had to put a little sticky note on the computer, like don't go to LimeWire,
Oh,
but
wow.
so they was showing me a bunch of like Little Brother and Justice League.
Oh, snap.
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah, and that changed a lot for me. I was already kind of going through a change in different ways. So I was getting introduced to, things like Lupe and all that, but like beforehand. So I was already kind of like in the back of my mind, but I was still kind of like coming from the hood. So they was just like, like, nah, you can't like that. And I was like, word,
mm,
cool. But then when I got to North Carolina, it was a whole different situation. So when my cousin them put me on there, they was putting me on like Justice League stuff. They was putting me on Little Brother. They was putting me on one of the first albums that I got was like down here was Kazi and Ninth Wonder, Spirit of 94, version
mm.
9.0.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Such
dope.
an amazing album. I know it front
Yes.
to back. To this day, I still listen to it.
Dope.
And they put me on all this, and I'm hearing boom bap, soulful hip hop. I'm like, yo, what is this? Because when I was growing up on Tribe and all that stuff, I didn't, I grew up on it, but it was at a point where, like I said, I was in Alabama and all that, so I wasn't buying their CDs, and I got reintroduced later in life again, So at this point, that connection has been broken in a sense. So my reintroduction to like that type of hip hop was Justice League and Little Brother and all that. So they put me on Little Brother and all that, and it was just hype. I was like, yo, this is the craziest
Mm,
stuff. And it was like, oh yeah, and by the way, they broke up.
Yeah.
What? So even but still it did its job, because
Yeah.
I went on a hunt after that, and my journey I'm
mm,
still learning, but it did, have a cause of transformation. And it's amazing to see them come back together now and see
mm,
all the flowers they're getting. I was like, yo,
Yes.
this is amazing, because we never thought this was going to happen. I never stopped listening to Little Brother. I'm a huge Little Brother fan. The Listening and the Minstrel Show are classic albums. Made the Lord Watch as well, the Chitlin Circuit, all that. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
Chitlin
and my
Circuit.
crew, yeah, yeah. We rock with Little Brother, man. Shout out to LB Business, man.
Yeah. Did you check out the documentary?
Absolutely. It was amazing. It was crazy
Yes.
to see it. And I went to the Made in Durham block party that they threw.
mm,
Me and my whole
Oh,
crew, we
dope.
went out there, and that was just an experience, man. They brought
mm.
Big Crit out there, cool kids, all that. But
Nice.
Oh
they just
man.
unified the whole city and just the state. Actually, it was so many people out there knowing the words, smiling, happy. We
Mm,
looking at each other, rapping the lyrics to random people. I was like, yo, this is amazing, So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's dope, man.
That's
That's
the influence. NC has had a big influence on me as an artist, and so shout out
yeah,
to North
that's dope.
Carolina.
For real, for real. I wouldn't have been mad if you said P. D Pablo had an influence on you too.
Oh, word, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Petey Pablo, hey, he held the flag for a while, man. He made
Yes,
an
sir.
anthem that's
Yeah.
never going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
shout out,
I hear you.
J. Cole, of course, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Cole is holding it down for real,
yeah.
and stuff. And a lot of dope artists,
Yes.
independent, big or whatever, So yeah, NC.
Yeah. What's
Oh,
that, brother? G Yamazawa?
yeah, G Yamazawa, he's
Yeah,
doing
he's
his
dope.
thing, man. Cooley How it
Mm,
Rhapsody's doing it, killing it,
Oh
you know
yes.
what I'm
yes. Oh
saying?
yes.
And NC's Loop, Dreamville, yeah. NC got some talent out here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people may not get the looks they need, but good music, it's gonna reach the people in due time. So yeah, NC
For
got
real.
something to say, man. Shout out three shout out Outkast, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So let me ask you another question, man. So you talk about, video games and comic books and things like that. So what video games are you playing right now?
Oh, so actually I'm finishing up Spider-Man 2
Oh, dope.
currently. Hey, amazing game.
Yes.
The last game before that I finished up was Bomb Rush Cyberpunk.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we go
Yes.
get to that, of course.
Okay.
But
Oh, yes, we
yeah,
have to get to
yeah,
that.
we
Yes.
have to get we have to get to that. So yeah, I finished that up, and I'm finishing up Spider-Man 2, and I'm about to pick up Tekken 8 this weekend, and then Evil West. That's a crazy dope. And it's an indie game. It's like a western, but it's just like you like fighting against like monsters and all kind of demons and stuff. It's awesome. So if y'all ain't heard of Evil West, check that out. So that's something that I'm about to be playing. And I'm about to replay Ghost of Tsushima because I beat it on PS4, but the
Oh,
director's cut
yes.
is on PS5. And I'm about
Yes.
to get back on that, and I'm about to be streaming that and stuff as well. So those are current. That's what I'm playing currently right now. Those are what's in rotation, and you know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? Yeah.
So you're a PlayStation head
Actually, nah. I mean, that's my current, like, that's been the current, system
system?
for a while. But like, technically, I've always been a Nintendo guy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Mm,
And like, from my first systems was Nintendo and then Super Nintendo and the Game Boys, and every Nintendo system just about except the Wii U I've had. And the Switch, I still play the Switch. I play a lot of stuff on Switch too. It's just we ain't got a lot of games right now,
mm,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been playing PlayStations have been dropping them like crazy, man. Like
Yes, they have.
So, you know what I'm saying? I can only hope that when the new Nintendo system comes out that we'll get a lot of games, hopefully.
Yeah, they've been lagging behind on the games. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's called the Switch 2, right? I think that's what I heard.
That's what the rumors been. We
Yeah.
all, you know, I've only got the rumors and speculations right now,
Mhm.
but that is what they're seeming like that's what they're going with is Switch to. I would think I would, you know, I'm just ready to see what's with it. I imagine it's gonna launch with like, of course, like a Mario game, like the next big Mario game. They need to
Right.
drop Donkey Kong, stop playing,
Mm.
you know. No 2D Donkey Kong, I'm talking about a full 3D, you know,
Right.
like remastered Donkey Kong 64 or something. That's one of my favorite games of all time.
Mm.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Very good. Very good, man. All right, go ahead, Till. I asked enough questions, man.
Oh, you're good, man. Yeah, I'm glad you asked the video game questions because I don't really know video games that well, so I know you're into
Understood.
it. Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
cool. Well, let's speaking of video games, you had mentioned it in your answer. Is it your first music on a video game
Um,
just recently?
actually, that's my it's a third one,
Third,
but
okay.
it's the biggest one. And
Okay.
Yes.
technically, um, I've I done some with Amazon games with Lost Ark, like
Oh
two
yeah.
two years
Yes.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and I did some with them, and then it's something else to it. It ain't out yet. And then but before that, why can't I think of it at the moment? I got so much in my mind as I'm talking with you as
Oh,
well
you're
about
good.
the interview and
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
scatterbrained a little bit, but yeah, Bone Rush Cyberpunk has been, the latest thing, and is, it blew through the roof. That game itself, and a song being a part of it,
Yeah.
and how it's incorporated. As I was just thinking, it was just going to be. I was just happy to be in the game, as and regardless, me and Navo, because
Mhm.
just being a fan, of Jet Set Radio Future as one of my top 5 games of all time, and just the impact it had in my life and as a
Mm.
person, and the memories, and how much it introduced me to so much different, just a whole different way of just life, from the style to the
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
the imagery, the everything, the breakdance and graffiti. And so this is, Barn Rush Cyberpunk is its own thing, but it's like a spiritual successor in a way. That's how
Yes.
it's being heralded from the fans. And it's just like it's doing that, and how it's resonating with people. That's a generational game, and that's just an
Yes, it
indie
is.
company that just did it as like a love letter,
Mm.
to all these elements, and to put our song Light Switch at the beginning of the game, and for people to be like, yo, this is the biggest song of the game, to whatnot. What, like, I'm saying that to be, all the music is amazing. I'm just saying what people are saying too, as one of the main songs from it, because the
Yeah.
whole soundtrack's amazing. It's
Yeah.
incredible songs. Hideki got songs in there and everything like that. Too Mellow, all that. It's
Oh
just
yes, too mellow.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But people are saying like this song really resonated with them, as like, yo, this is one of my favorite songs of the game.
Mm.
It's like it's so many songs on that game. So for them to be saying that, that's an honor. That's such a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that game has like changed my life, just like Jet Set Radio Future changed my life.
Mm.
Yeah, I
So
remember
it's
playing Jet Set
holds
Radio
me most.
Future on Xbox, and I remember thinking just how dope a game it was. But I've always felt like it was kind of like the next generation game from like Skate or Die from the old school NES.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, that's because that's from my generation. I'm Gen X, and that's what I remember. So when I was playing that, I was like, this is dope. But then when I heard that you were on that game, the latest version of that game, and I bought it, but I still haven't played it yet. But I do plan to. But I heard the music on there; it was dope. Just yeah, it's just I'm sure it's just an excellent honor just to be a part of that entire experience. So happy
Man,
for you.
so much, appreciate that, family. Thank you. It is. It's absolute honor. And that's such, like, even if our music wasn't in there, we was just already excited when they showed the trailer at E3 years ago. We was like, oh,
Mm.
whatever this is, oh man, this is, what I'm saying, game changing. And to be part of that is like, like you can't write a better story like that. Literally, even me and Novel the Maestro, my bro who produced Light Switch, we first bonded over Jet Set Radio Future. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the
Yes.
first thing me and him was talking about. And every time we seen each other, we're singing random songs and quotes from Jet Set Radio Future. And years later, he wasn't even a producer at that time.
Mm.
Like
Oh,
he did stuff like in the past and little things, but like he wasn't fully like Navo the Maestro. He was just doing things behind the scenes and playing keys. So, over time he was like, I'm about to do my thing. I'm about to be a producer and stuff. And we end up our first album together, his first fully produced project, and we got a song in like the
yeah.
Jet Set Red successor. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just like, look, man, if I can't, if you believe what you believe, that's cool. But I'm a keep believing in what I believe in, believe in God, because you can't write a better story than
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
Like you can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you can't make this stuff up if we try.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You mentioned Navo, man. That Keys of Light album is so dope, man.
hey,
I fell in love with it. I'll be honest with you. It's just the whole vibe with, his production, your lyricism. I had it on repeat for months. It was just
man,
just an awesome album. Could talk to me about like kind of like
thank
the
you.
influences that particular album.
Ah, man, appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's an honor. Thank you so much, man. I'm sure, Navo, I'm pretty sure he's watching. So,
Yeah, shout out to
I'm
my man
grateful
Navo.
too.
That's
Yo,
dope.
yeah, because man, because we got backgrounds in music. Both of us was in, playing like music in different ways. He was playing in the church and stuff. We had
Hmm.
band, marching band, stuff like that. And so a lot of that came together. We like really some band geeks, and him and his brother had a group, and one other person they had like a group in like years ago, and they was like producing stuff together too, and doing music and stuff with the band geeks and all that. So like it was just, coming together full circle. But this is his first stepping out. I'm novel. This is who I am. This is production. I'm gonna do this. And it's been a mixture of all the elements of things that we all like, from the soul, the jazz, the tribes, the dope, boom bap, to all that, to Jay Dilla, to like anime, to
Hmm.
video games. Like, what I'm saying? All that came together into that. And it was like I started to do things where it reached a point where like the fam, they didn't really, it's like they almost got to a point where they didn't know how to like categorize me, like we was talking about earlier, because I'll
Yeah.
come along with some like a jazzy hip hop album or something. Then the next one, like, yo, we in space now. So it's that's the whole album about going to space. Or oh, this
Yeah.
next album is about like it's like a musical manga. So it sounds like very adventurous and stuff.
You
So
you
I
guys are
was
the musical version of Fast and Furious.
that's crazy because it's still going on, man. It's
Right?
family, you know what I'm saying? So so it was like, all right, so I gotta give them something to like get back to like the hip hop. So I was like, I
Yeah.
was already thinking like, yo, I want to give them a full, just like a jazzy kind of like chill boom bap that just kind of feel like our predecessors, like our forefathers in from the 90s, the Tribes, De La Soul, Diggable Planets, Far Sides, all that come
Yes.
together in like the modern times to show like how you can do that. Like you could be inspired by that while still doing something new, you know?
Yes.
And that's what we wanted to do with that in the midst of the world shutting down. So
Mm.
it was just like the craziest situation. And we were just like, yo, all right, it's about time for us to work on some music. Cause he been doing things behind the scenes and
Hmm.
playing the keys on certain songs and different things like that. But like he was like, all right, he was making beats behind the scenes a little bit and showing me little things he was doing, but it wasn't out. And
Yeah.
so he got to a point like, yo, it might be time for us to make something, like, and we were supposed to do a few songs, and it turned into a whole project. And the initial songs that we did didn't even make the project. And
Word.
nah,
Huh.
so we was doing that in the midst of like the craziest uncertain times in humanity. And we
Mm.
were like, yo, the world is panicking, there's none but fear. Like, what do you do? Do you shut down? There's people that's like, we're seeing artists quit full
Yeah.
fledged. Like, they was like, yeah, this is it. We seeing all kind of stuff. It was like, yo, it's crazy, such a dark time. So not only we gonna put all that into this project, but we got to give them light. Like they need it. It's such a dark time. So we was just like,
Mhm.
this is the time to show, like, if you really got something to say, if you this is really what you want to do, it's time to show that. So we was like, yo, we're gonna put our all into this. We're gonna make this album in the midst of this crisis in the world. And we're gonna show people that there's still hope in tomorrow, and don't give up on your dreams, don't give up on yourself, your future, all that. So we're gonna put all that into the album while still saying, yo, we're gonna take it back to like hip hop. So we're gonna get to like dope beats, dope rhymes, just hip hop, boom bap. And that's like the first half of the album is all that. And then the
Mhm.
second half, it just gets serious while still
Mhm.
keeping them elements, but it gets serious because like, yo, I got something to say. Cause these are things that I'm writing or saying during these moments, and what I'm seeing are observations of the world, and people
Right.
are unsure what to do. And we just going by faith, and we just like, yo, we're just gonna just speak and just gonna put this light out and give people this key because they need it, they trapped, and we're gonna free them. And we, you know what I'm saying? All that went into this album. So the fact of when we put it out, you know, the fam that listened to it, we was grateful for any listeners who was listening, you know, that was listening to it, and it was getting a really dope reception. But so
Mhm.
much was going wrong to try to stop us from releasing it,
Mhm.
and like
Oh.
it was crazy. And what happened is, which is also another crazy situation, is Light Switch wasn't even supposed to be on it, because like
Mm.
Light Switch ended up happening last because of it was getting pushed back due to other forces outside of us. Like it was like we was like trying to set up an album release show. Shout out to Gordon at G Pass. That was one of the only people at that time that was even trying to let us get venues, because we was when they were starting to let people back in, it was so much craziness to deal with to even try to get on the stage, you know. So we was having to push album releases back. You know, we was trying to
Mm.
reach out for press, you know, our local scene, newspapers, any kind of like publications. Or we was trying to reach out to them. They weren't responding. Kind of used to that, unfortunately. Sorry, it is
Sure.
what it is. You know, shout out to the support we do get, but locally they don't really show us no love like that. And so I was just like, we was trying to get that, and all that wasn't happening. So we was like, man, we gotta push the album back. It was fully done and mixed and stuff. And then Navo had this one joint that he was like, yo, this is one, check this out. And we heard it and just kind of like, yo, this is dope, we're cool. And then we still going through the process of trying to get it out. And then he brought it back up. And then one day we had 11 o'clock at Donovan Harrell's house and outside his house. And we just in the parking lot and got the beat playing out the car. And we just like vibe it is,
Mm.
it. So like switch, we just like, and then lo and behold, Light Switch was the glue to put this together. And it was last minute, and it was, everything trying to stop us from pushing this album back, but it was supposed to happen because Light Switch got on there, and look what happened. So
Mm.
that's the
Divine
first time
intervention.
telling that full story to anybody online or anything. So this is
Wow.
an exclusive.
Oh,
Exclusive.
word.
Where's the
Yeah.
horns?
You
Where
heard
the
it here
flex drops
first.
at.
Yeah. Yo, thank you for that, man. And that's a
Yeah, man.
Keys of Light. It's a really good album. If you're tuning in and you didn't catch that, it's Keys of Light. You can find it anywhere you listen to music,
Appreciate it.
and go get
Appreciate it.
it. It's a really good album, for sure. I definitely want to talk about your newest album. But before that, I have a really quick question about live performing. I've never seen you perform live, but what I've read and what I gather is that you do a very good live show. And so
Oh
I'm
man.
curious, I'm
Appreciate that.
curious to know if you feel that way and what sets your live show apart from other live shows.
Man, for one, hey, whoever you read that from, shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. I appreciate I'm glad, that y'all enjoy it, because we enjoy it. And that I
Mm,
think that's one way to sum it up. Like we have fun on that stage. Whether I'm up there by myself, or I got just me and Sublime Cloud, or I got like my whole little crew, I got like Algorithmic on the sax, you know what I'm saying? I got Sublime Cloud on ones and twos. I got my bro Mayday holding me down with the extra vocals. I got DJ Ray May singing, Donovan Harold singing, you know what I'm saying? And I got
mm,
Navo on the keys of light. So now we giving a whole experience. So I'm like saying, I don't rap, I paint the sky blue.
yeah.
Now we're
Hmm.
doing that in person. So on the stage. So you gonna see especially when they do have projections. We got projections, we got like animated visuals going, we got little skits before different things and how we start the songs off, doing little wardrobe changes, little props, different things, you know what I'm saying? So we put on the experience. And if y'all go online and y'all see, we've started to upload a whole like performances. It's only a few, but you can catch them. And then the biggest one to date just happened at MagFest. And the video should be out any day now. Of
Oh,
course, I'm gonna
dope.
be posting about it because I'm so excited to watch it back because MagFest is huge and it's
Yes.
super professional for the camera and the audio and all that and the different angles and all that and the
Nice.
lights. So when it comes out, it's gonna look like a movie. So I'm so hyped to watch it. And I think coming back to that, when you see that one coming back to that, you'll be like, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
we're just trying to and still evolving that, which is crazy. So there's still so much that I aim to do at these performances that, more ideas, more props, more everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're
Mhm.
just trying to put on unforgettable experiences so you can really, it sells the music even more. You remember even more because of how it's being presented. And it's just like an adventure, like,
Yeah.
taking them through a journey. And now you're doing that in person because for a while people didn't think I existed. That's a
Right.
funny
Mhm.
thing about it, but like I've talked about it years ago, but like for a while people thought SkyBlew was this kind of made up thing because I wasn't online much. And I still don't be
Mm.
online like that. But
Yeah.
for a while you couldn't catch me once every like what like 4 or 5 months and not even exaggerating. If like I mean it's kind of still like that now, but I'm kind of posting a little more. But so they started seeing me doing these shows. They're like, oh, he is real. That's a person. Okay. So but I have fun. Like get on that stage is just like a whole different universe. So that's how I
Yeah.
treat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be at South by Southwest this year?
Yeah, that's a blessing too, because I
Yeah. Let's clap it up for that.
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yes.
It was
Dope.
Yes.
supposed to be there in 2020, and that got shut down. And so I thought that was over with. And reached back out this year. I was like, yo, look at that. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
That's
it's
Dope,
awesome,
that's
man.
what
man.
it's destined, man. Can nobody take that, man.
I hope to see you out there. I'm going to be doing a DJ set out there because I
Oh,
live in San Antonio, so Austin's just hop, skip, and a jump from where I'm at,
oh,
and
word. Yeah.
so yeah, so
Hit me up. Let me know and stuff. We can connect out there. Cause I'll be
yeah,
me
yeah.
and my Roast Sublime Cloud will be at, we were trying
Oh,
to go to
where's Sublime gonna be
workshops.
out there? That's dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we gonna perform two different events out there and try to network as much as we can and all that. So yeah, let's
That's the name
build
of the
for sure.
game. Yeah, yeah, that's dope.
Dope. Dope. Speaking of dope, I do want to just spend a moment on this album. I mentioned it
Yes.
earlier. It's a really good album. Um, you're just tuning in and missed it. It's a soulful taste of jazz, the Royal Blue Experience. Scotty Royal did all the beats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sky Blue, of course, on the raps. A great album, and the first song, well, second track. I want to thank you for including the phrase "dag nabbit" in a hip hop song because that's something my dad used to always say, and I was like, oh man, it made a hip hop song. This is great. It's dope.
Word,
Um,
word.
yeah, really good album.
Thank you.
When people, what's been like? I assume the feedback has been good on this album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been
Have
awesome.
Have you had any feedback that was like, man, that's really interesting. That's a really interesting comment about this album.
It's I think it's one of those things where people I've been seeing that a little bit more now because I think people are finally starting to kind of like catch on to what's going on and be like,
Mm,
oh, okay. Hmm. Because even before the singles was coming out, I was like even for before Sapphire Rubies, I had like this picture, multiple pictures being put out, and there were stories written on there with like characters and themes and stuff, and they were like, huh, obviously he ain't doing this for no reason. This is clearly for clearly for something. And then when the song came out or when the album comes out, they're like, yeah, like we really enjoy this. But then they're starting to ask questions because in the midst of that, if you're paying attention to the album, you're hearing little drops and little narrations going on. But at the beginning of songs and after songs, and
yeah.
especially if you go to the Bandcamp description, because I
Hmm.
kept promoting, I was like, make sure to read these Bandcamp descriptions for the album and for every song because there's lore in there. There's a lot of it. There like stories that it adds to the stories of every song. And there's something super special about that album. If you know you pay close attention, you'll ask that certain question of like, is this is kind of like okay, you know, and especially if you already kind of been trying to solve the story and the lore and the universe and the connectors and of the connections of themes and characters and ideas and all that and stuff. So people are starting to be like, hey man, so I on this thing does this connect to it? You know, so yeah, I'm
Mm,
starting to see that more, and I'm like, word, appreciate you, man. So just let you know that all the hard work, because a lot of work goes into this.
Yeah.
They were like paying, they're
yeah.
starting to pay more attention to that now, because at this point, I've been trying to be subtle about it while still doing the story and the mystery and the themes. But with this project, it's more so like clearly of like even keys alike. I mean, the first song is you should be listening, and the last song you should be watching. I'm like, I don't know how much more obvious I can get. But I'm telling you, as you really should be
Uh,
paying attention to what's going on.
you're
So
like
yeah.
the lyrical MCU, man. It's all connected.
Right.
Yeah, word, word. I'm trying not to let y'all down.
Yeah.
Is the hat tied in to some of that secret messaging?
Maybe.
Wouldn't you
Yeah.
like to know?
Yeah, right, right.
Maybe.
You know what's dope? Like
Think about it.
there are artists that can make a dope song and they can make, a collection of dope songs and make it an album. But then there's artists that can make like a really good album. And then there's artists that can make like a good catalog. And what is really interesting to me about your work is that like it seems like you have like a larger vision to art, that you're not just like, okay, I'm gonna make this song or this album, but I'm gonna make art and find ways to connect all these different, pieces of art that I make, which I think is pretty impressive, inspiring.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Humbly. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was, that's I'm a storyteller by heart, and even when I say, I want to rap paint the sky blue, that's already telling you off gate, that this is more than just some bars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And like, another moniker is like the colorful dreamer, because my teachers would always tell me that I have a vivid, colorful imagination. And so I just ran with it like, yo, I'm just a colorful dreamer. I think of stories like any throughout days, I'll just be doing something, working out or whatever I'm doing, I could just zone out and think about a whole scenario, the characters, the visuals and all that. I'm like, yo, oh man, I gotta write this down or something. So I'm always thinking of that and how to, because I, lay the foundation of these stories from the beginning that I'm building off on now. And I'm just building more on them. And that's why a soulful taste of jazz is almost like if, you know, yeah, and you might this may be one of those, when y'all watch this back, or if you're watching it live, you may want to pay close attention. Is a soulful taste of jazz. It's almost like a guidebook.
Mm,
Hmm. Why you say that? You know, is I understand the times that I'm in. I'm understand a lot of new people has came along, and I'm honored. I'm honored. Appreciate that, family. And you catching up on other stuff and you wondering where I'm going from here,
Mhm.
well, this right here is like it's like a guidebook, and it's just like every song, and this is exclusive, I'll tell you, every song
All
you should
right.
pay close attention to, because it may be cohesive, but if you've been following different projects, you will notice that this album is cohesive, but a lot of these songs sound like they're just standalone as well. And there's a
right.
reason for that, because maybe every song is like a clue that connects to another song, and it just, maybe I'm trying to answer certain questions. Hmm, never know. Maybe certain
Message.
message.
Cryptic. I like it. Cryptic messaging.
Yeah,
You gotta really dig into this album. And if you don't dig in, you can still enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
It's a good
absolutely. And
album you
that's
can just put on, enjoy it. You don't have to be Einstein, like, pouring over every word and just
nah,
enjoy
nah,
the
you
Yeah.
album. But
that's
you
that's
Yeah.
can.
that's
Yeah.
that's that's something I wanted to make sure of all these projects. It's like you can, the surface level for sure you can enjoy it. And even if you catch the second message, you caught it, but it's for you to enjoy. But far as the actual mystery and the tie in, that's something for you to do on your own. That's part of the journey, is
Yeah.
just the experience to do that. But you still can enjoy it on face value for sure. Even
Yeah.
Light Switch, like that's a song that's just like a song you can enjoy and stuff, but that is still, a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. If you're listening, take notes if you want to dig in deeper. He's giving us gems. He's giving us the guidebook. It's the
Hey,
guidebook right there. A soulful taste of jazz, the Royal Blue Experience. There are two things I wanted to highlight towards the end of the album and ask you about. And it wasn't, I don't think it was your voice. It was another voice on the Ballad of the Worthless, which is a really good song. I really like that song. But
thank you.
the voice comes in and says something along the lines of like, sometimes I don't want to wake up. And then a couple songs later, actually, I think it's the last song, Autumn's Reflection. You have a line that really stuck out to me. You said, I've been through so much thinking I like the pain. And I thought that
Mm,
was just I think sometimes artists do a great job of naming things that so many people feel, but they don't know how to articulate. And I think that is something in my life I've seen that like people just they go through it, like you said, they go through so much and they just start thinking, I like this, this is comfortable, and so
right.
I'm just curious to know, for folks that maybe haven't heard about of the Worthless, heard any of your messages, what would you say to someone, even listening tonight to this podcast that's feeling like, I don't really want to wake up tomorrow. I've been through too much. I don't know if I feel like going on. Like, what would be your message to someone like that, going through something like that?
It's just don't give up, man.
Mm,
Like it's and that and that's easier said than done,
Sure.
but it's one of those things where I understand. And I think that song was also me questioning at that moment in time of
mm,
just like, I understand, if you listening to the albums or you do, your research and realize like, even for what I ain't presented, like I've been through so much and I know so many people have too. It's like it's been through so much in my life from even the last few years or whatever, it's ain't been smooth sailing, but like especially the past. And I would remember being in those foster homes and like literally like when you think of lo-fi hip hop or you think of like a lot of anime outros where you got the character like looking out the window and it's like rainy and stuff. That was my
Right.
everyday. I was every day
mm,
sitting on them window
Uh,
panes looking out and as a kid thinking like, oh, life is supposed to be like this, huh? And that's why I think
mm,
about like they ain't been through so much thinking I like the pain. Like, are you put here to just suffer? And there's so many
mm,
people that feel like that and they can't find peace of mind. They can't find no hope or nothing. And especially when you get on that phone and you see what the news is saying, and the news is
mm.
like, be afraid, do this, and be mad at each other, do this and that,
Yeah,
and tell people that they're worthless. And that's why we're like, you are not worthless. You and I, you all got a purpose. You and I, no life isn't perfect. It's do or die, but we're gonna get by. You and I, and that,
yeah,
and just that simple thing. You don't know who needed to hear that at that moment in time. That just need to hear from somebody that's just like, yo, this ain't just a person that just telling you, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be sunshine, right? Just be like, no, I've been through it all, and I understand how you feel, and I'm still here, and you're still here. Keep pushing because you're not worthless. You're divinely created. You still got a future if you could just keep going. And that's all this is just keep going. I know it's hard. Trust me, I know we all know, but we still here. We're here together. We just got to keep each other uplifted, love each other, quit turning on each other because it's always something to keep people divided in so many ways. They thrive off that. But, if we could just come together and just, keep each other, just grounded and just uplifted, the simple thing of just being like, yo, you're not worthless. And that could sound whatever people could think you some could think that's corny or whatever like that, but that person that needs to hear it do not think that's corny. They're like,
right,
thank
right.
you for telling me that, because everything that I see and what they're telling me, it will make me seem like I'm just here wasting space.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's an important message, and that's one of the reasons I appreciate your music so much. Is there's
Thank,
we just
thank
need
you.
to hear that more. We need to hear that more, and that needs to be. I think needs to be more the regular messages that we hear. And thinking
Right.
back to the hip hop, some of the hip hop I referenced, I felt like that was spoken more. Just like and I know it's in a lot of hip hop now, but back then the hip hop, it was the message of the hip hop. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like you had to go search for it. It's like whatever you heard, nine times out of 10, it had some sort of uplifting, message behind it, which I thought was really dope. And well, I think your music is really dope. One of the reasons. So
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
I appreciate that for real. Appreciate that so
yeah,
much,
man,
man. Just,
no doubt.
that's why I do it. That's why I do
Yeah,
how I do.
it's dope. It's dope. Joe, before we move on, anything you want to ask about the album?
No, you pretty much hit all the high points, man.
Okay.
Just I know you're proud of that work. I am too. It's great. I'm just looking forward to seeing what you do next, man.
Hey, appreciate that, family. Woo, it's gonna be intergalactic. That's all I'm gonna say.
And who knows? Maybe we could put a plug because my man and I we both produce.
It's true.
Maybe we could do
Yeah.
something.
Hey, I'm down.
Hey,
Hey,
there you go.
you're
There
hearing it
you go.
live. I
Right.
ain't gonna lie to you. So nah, let's
Yeah,
make something happen, man. Y'all fam, I appreciate you reaching
word.
out and showing love, regardless. Just let me know. Send me some. Let's make something happen.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
that.
Let's do
Let's do it.
it. Yo, I just had this fun thought. Do you remember that MTV show like Pranked maybe, and they brought I think Ludacris in and they played him this beat that was god awful. Do you remember? Does anybody remember
Mm.
this?
You
Nah,
are you
I
Ludacris,
talking
ain't hip.
you,
I ain't hip.
he was
you
like
talking about
try.
Punk? What, like Ashton Kutcher?
I think it might have been that. I feel like Redman was involved in some way. But anyway,
I
they
think I remember
brought
what you
in,
talking about though.
yeah, they brought in Ludacris and they presented it like it was real, like, oh, here's the beat. And I think Redman was on it. I was like, oh yeah, that's fire, and then Ludacris was like, okay. And he was trying to catch it and trying to rap to it. Anyway, I had this thought, Joe,
Bro.
we should because I don't think Sky Blue has heard our music. We should just send him something awful.
Oh
Oh
no,
man.
Just let him
no,
terrible. Be
no,
like,
no. Well,
Well,
technically he
well, I
has
said I
because
said I was gonna do it live on
yeah.
no.
Yeah, well,
and
technically he has because the intro music, that's what we did. So
Oh yeah,
if you're
you
vibing to that, then
oh
that's our stuff.
yeah, we did that
hey, that was
together.
dope. Even
Word,
I don't
word.
know if they seen it before. Oh, maybe it did. Maybe they did hear the beat before at the beginning.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, that
I
was
think
sounding
that
dope
beat
though.
I think
I
that
was
beat we
vibing
can
to it.
play because we own it.
Yeah.
Facebook, we own this music. This is our music. We made no samples. So don't want to get this video taken down for that.
Right.
Hey,
Uh,
this actually sounds like something that I would hear and I would be like, yo, I like that. So it really
yeah.
do.
That sounds like up your alley. It's got
It
Yeah.
do.
that
It really do.
jazzy
Like
feel to it.
got
So
some light to it, got that
yep.
bounce that I feel that, man.
Okay.
Don't keep playing it, man. I might,
Yeah.
might start painting a little bit
There you
live,
go. Before we do talk about some other classic albums and celebrate some albums before we jump out of here, is there anything you can tell us about what you're working on, what's coming up next, or is that need to be under wraps at the moment?
Um, ooh. Oh man. It's gonna be intergalactic though. Just you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, you know, I just been on I've been I ain't really been online that much, but I post a little bit. But like behind the scenes, been moving on turbo speed. It's really been
Mm,
turbo speed, and just trying to keep it moving because I understand that life can be awesome, but life can be awful as well, and that's just some of the half truths.
Mhm.
But just I've been on just I guess it's like I feel like we're at like right now it's like a battle, you know what I'm saying? Like a universal battle. Like in I think this story arc is like kind of battle for redemption in so many
mm.
ways. And when you look back on what I just said, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
Y'all
right.
might got some exclusive stuff. Hey, look, man, you know what I'm saying?
We're
I
gonna have
got
to.
some sapphire rubies if you're paying close attention, man.
There's a lot to splice out of this interview and throw up as a short later on, man. Dropping a
Absolutely,
lot of.
especially this last thing, because soon, that's gonna make I might be saying too much. It's gonna make a lot of sense very soon.
Okay.
That whole little segment that I just did, it's gonna make a lot of sense. And that's only, a little bit. But yeah, just
Yeah.
know I'm working on multiple things, but there's something
Yeah.
specifically that I'm working on and been working hard on. And I I can say it's like my next phase, man.
Mm,
And it's like it I kind of feel like like on some like Super Saiyan to go or like some
Oh,
Gohan on here. Like,
all
and there's
right.
a reason specifically I say that, man. You'll see.
Okay. All right. You heard it here
It's
first.
yeah, it's like
Heard it
the Common
first.
album, man. One day it all makes sense.
One
That's
day it all makes sense. One
that's
day
right.
soon it's gonna all make sense, as a matter of fact. But we
That's
just
right.
keeping it intergalactic from here on,
Word
coming up.
up.
Word, word. All right. So the way we like to kind of finish out the show is with a little activity we do called One Word, where I will show you an album cover and invite you to reflect on it using one word or less.
Oh,
So,
dope.
yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll celebrate some albums together. The first one, Joe mentioned them, so we're gonna start with this one. This is Like Water for Chocolate by Common.
Ooh, classic.
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 Excellent word for that. Love this
I can
album.
say that about a lot of things, but yeah,
That album,
absolutely.
yes.
The
Yes.
light, the light.
The
That's another.
Light.
That's
Hmm.
another. There you go. Yeah,
The
The
Light. So good.
Thelonious. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. People's Instinctive Travels and the Paths of Rhythm by A
One
Tribe Called
word.
Quest, or as most of us just call it now, Tribe's first album,
One word.
or People's.
Yeah.
Uh, um, one word is inspiration, man.
Mm,
Mm.
That's a personal the comment.
yeah.
Inspiration, right there. I guess one word. I could keep
Yeah.
That's okay.
going.
Let's
Yeah.
expand on that.
You can expand on it.
Was this an album early on that you heard, or later on in life, kind of were
Yeah, that's one
introduced
of
to?
the albums I heard when I was younger, but I came back to later and
Mm,
realized that like as I go through all Tribe albums that I still consistently listen to, that one right there was like the coming out of like, yo, we here and we're different and we're gonna
yeah.
continue to build on this. But that was right there that was just a bold proclamation of, yo, we're here. This is who we are. We're a Tribe Called Quest. Look at that cover. Like, and you
Yeah.
hear
Hmm.
the
It is
music and
dope
what's
cover.
going on. Yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
way to just be yourselves, man.
Yeah.
Tribe. Rest in
And
Keep
I,
it
peace,
rolling.
Fife,
Keep it
man.
rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it
Rest in peace,
rolling.
Fife, bro.
and I thought, yes. And I thought the music, I really am inspired by the music on here, especially for the time. Like in 1990, I just feel
Ooh,
like the
what?
music kind of cut through. It was just very different and really dope,
Absolutely.
very jazzy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I always ask the artists, what are some of your favorite albums? And I was very excited that you put this one down. This is not an album we've highlighted ever on the show before.
Uh-oh.
This is Can I Bus by Cannabis.
Oh.
Ooh. Come on, man. I mean, let me genius, man.
Mm,
That's my word for that, genius, man. Regardless of what his journey down the line, things he been through, he dropped that album. He dropped a lot of amazing stuff, but that one right there, come on, man. At that
word.
at that point right there, come on, dude. What are we saying?
There's a lot of firsts tonight. We've never talked about this album either. So I'm excited to see what you think of this one. This is Blue Scholars.
Oh.
No way.
Blue Scho-
Physical? No way. Like
Yeah,
that's
man. You
one of the
saw
ones it's hard
secondhand.
for
I
me to.
saw that secondhand shop. You see there, three
Oh my
ninety
God.
nine.
I still go to secondhand
Deal.
shops as well. Oh man, like oh man, let me see. Uh
You just had him flabbergasted, bro.
Flabbergasted.
man, Sagaba,
That's
man.
funny. Dude,
Sagaba.
that's funny. Dag nabbit. We got him flabbergasted.
I say Sagaba, man.
Mm,
Like and those who know blues, maybe I pick another word. That's more of the like the blue scholars, like the hip hop nerd that
yeah, if
will
you
know
know,
what
you
I'm
know.
talking about.
Yeah.
If you know,
Let
you
me
know.
see. Uh, Unique.
Mm,
Because when they came out, like when I got introduced to them, my friend Toby just came over to the I was staying with somebody from high school. We had like two roommates, and he just popped up in there. He was like, "Yo, check them out," and he was playing me Blue Scholars, and I was like, "Yo, what is this?" And that just from then on, I was just like, "Yo," it was a whole different sound, just the vibes, the beats. Geo's voice, geologic voice, man. Come on, man. Sobsy's beats, man. Blue Scholars, man. Y'all pay attention, bro.
yeah. All right. So this another one. I'm not sure we've ever talked about this one on the show, but this is a phenomenal album. This is Boy Meets World by Fayshawn.
Come
Oh.
on, man. Come on. Like, Okay, let me get my first word in first. Um, Incredible, man. That's an incredible album. I'm talking about from it don't matter what year it is. If y'all never heard it, if this is y'all first time watching this back and y'all hearing these albums, all of them for sure. That Fayshawn Boy Meets World is amazing, dude. Like what Fayshawn does to Exile's beats and the pictures he's painting, the melodies, man, that album is amazing.
Yes. And
That's a
I know Blue in Exile Below the Heavens. I know that one gets, a lot of props, which it should. It's a
it should, but
Sure.
phenomenal album.
Yes.
I
that
don't
needs
know
to be
though.
talked about more.
Yes, this one
Yes.
is up there.
Dude, that
Another
has
one
some of
that's
my favorite songs ever on that album. Stars,
oh yeah.
Father, man,
I'm
come
trying to
on,
think
dog.
which one was my joint. Yeah,
Hey Young
Stars,
World.
Life is a Shorty.
Oh my God, bro.
Mm.
Samsonite Man. I think
I'm a
that's my favorite beat on
Samsonite,
there.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's so good.
That's
So
my
good.
joint, boy.
All right. I'm not sure if you heard this one, but I want to plug it because this is another Exile joint that I think should be up there with Below the Heavens and the Fashawn one. This is
Hey,
Black
put him up.
Beans. Have you heard this
Oh,
one
oh,
by Choosy?
Choosy, yes, because is
This
is that's I think I heard the one before, the one with Fly Me to the Moon on there, because Fly Me to the Moon is one of my joints.
mm,
But I think that's a new one that I haven't heard yet.
this one
Okay,
is dope. It's Choosy in
okay.
Exile called Black Beans. Joe, you like this one too if you haven't heard this one.
I might
This
have
Yeah,
to
I've
is
heard a
check
little
it
bit
out.
of it.
you've heard
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a
It's
big
it's
fan.
so it's so dope to hear Tuesday on Exiles because Exile got like this dreamy kind of unique sound, and then Tuesday got that like heavier
Yeah.
voice and stuff, and it's
That
such a dope combination, man. So yeah,
yes.
I'm gonna
That's
check that.
for me, it's the trifecta from Exile. It's this, Below the
Ooh.
Heavens, and Boy Meets World. Those are the three that I think are just like
Oh,
up
that's a
there.
big compliment then, because those two albums.
I know.
Okay, okay,
I'd put it up there, man. I put it up there.
okay.
I think it's that good. All right, we got a few more because this is fun. You mentioned
Oh,
them
absolutely. I'm
earlier.
enjoying myself.
We gotta do it. This is the listening by Little
Come
Brother.
on.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we gotta do that.
Bruh, I can't say classic because I already said it. Because that there really is a classic. Let me,
Can you say,
man,
Joe? Can you say the same word twice? You'd be our judge tonight.
Yeah, man. It's your show, bro. You can say whatever you want.
revolutionary, man. Like,
Mm,
and I say that for like, I feel like that album was revolutionary for like the second resurgence of like underground boom bap hip hop.
mm,
But
Mm.
like for NC specifically, like, dude, that's the listening.
mm, mm,
That album
mm,
is in that album's amazing. Like, bro, I still listen to the listening. Like, it's like it just came out. Me and my
Yeah.
friends and all that.
yeah, I
Like,
feel you.
it's always songs on rotation. Speed. What are we talking about? Like
Yeah.
the
Right.
listening, dude. Nah, I say revolutionary
Yeah, it's a dope. And they recorded this at the crib. It's
at the
crazy.
crib
Yes. On
in
crappy
Cesar
PC
Comanche's
and
house.
And I think they recorded the second one at the crib too, if I'm not
Yeah, I
mistaken.
think so. I think they
yeah.
did.
I thought
Yeah.
they said that in the
In the
documentary.
documentary. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
crazy, man.
just a couple more. I'm excited. We haven't talked about this one because it's newer, so a lot of people don't put it down. This is a Brooklyn Story by Master Ace and Marco
Oh
Polo. Shout out to
man, that
Master
album is
Master Ace.
so crazy, bro. And I just got the new one. I ain't got to listen to it yet. But
This
Mm.
that joint.
yeah.
I had
Yup.
that ready to go just in case.
That album is crazy. That album has been in rotation since it came out. The first okay,
Mm,
that's a man, hip hop. That's
hip
what I
hop.
say about that one because that one is unapologetically hip hop. Like
Yeah.
at the time it came out, which was like a few years ago, not
Yeah.
long ago.
2018, 19,
And it
Yeah.
just came
something
out
like that.
sounding like, yo, I ain't trying to sound like nobody else. This is hip hop. This is
Yeah.
dope, soulful boom bap beats. And Massa Ace sound like he sound like he in his prime.
I know.
It's
He sounds so
amazing.
good on his new album.
Oh,
So good.
I've heard people telling
So
me,
good.
okay. Yeah.
I really like it. All right, last one. We're gonna go. We started with Native Tongues. Well, almost with Native Tongues. And we're gonna go back. This is Stakes is High by De La Soul.
Ooh.
It's like it's a classic over here for sure
Yes.
with the crew.
Yeah, it's a classic. So bruh, just dope, man. Dope. Like then and then if then and then is a word, that's a song
Then
called
and
then
it,
and then.
yeah.
Then and then what where are ladies at? You know, like shoot, between then and then, nah, then and then, that's the word. I would
That's
say
the word.
dope, but I say then and then, bro.
I
That's
like it.
because
Mm.
yeah.
I love it, man.
Nice.
You passed the one word test, man. Way to go.
Hey, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. You brought some gems out though. This was fun. I never done nothing like this. This is so dope, man.
Yeah,
This
I mean
that's so dope.
we want to celebrate, the music we love. So we figured
That's
this would be a
real.
good way to do it. So
That's dope. That's dope. I
yeah.
enjoyed that.
Well, listen, man, it's a hip hop show. So we always give shout outs at the end of the show. I'll throw it to Joe first. I'll give some, and then I'll throw it to you, Sky Blue, for the final shout outs of the night. And then we'll be on out of here. So Joe, who do you want to shout out tonight, man?
I just want to shout out the everybody's hip hop crew, Bo, Stowe, IO, Profound, uh, ourselves. It's just been a journey for us the past few years getting together and just kind of building something. And stay tuned for what's happening this year, man. We're trying to get some stuff done. So
Yeah.
and getting our books out. Love getting our novels out, and just the evaluation of hip hop and talking about native tongues, De La Soul, the great hip hop albums of each year. We'll be looking at, I guess, volume 6 coming up this year. Yeah, I can't believe we
Volume
would do.
6.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Um,
Crazy.
so yeah, shout
That's
out to
dope.
the crew, man.
Word up, word up. I want to shout out hip hop, North Carolina hip hop, man. Ilpo and Lil Brother, Poe
Mm-hmm.
Mac, OC from NC,
Oh,
all the
see,
all the dope
B
MCs.
squared.
Rap City, of course, one of my favorites.
Hmm.
Everybody, the production team out of North Carolina is amazing. Crisis has been putting out some
Oh
amazing
my gosh.
Ninth Wonder, of
Yes.
course.
Yep.
Mhm.
All those guys, man. Production down there is amazing. So shout out North Carolina hip hop. Shout out to Torre. We got Torre on the show, I
Mm.
think in 2 weeks, I want to say. So he's coming up.
Oh,
If y'all don't know Torre, man, you go
Mhm.
search him. He's got
yeah.
some fire
Yes.
albums. He's a
Yes.
dope MC. He
He's a
actually just put
legend.
out an album with Marco Polo before Master Ace did. So
Nice.
check that out. Yeah. And last but not least, man, definitely shout out you, Scott. Oh, Scotty Royale,
Oh,
Scotty
yes.
Royal. Shout out to
Mhm.
you. We're gonna get you on the show, man, for sure. So we'll get our scheduling together. And Sky Blue, shout out to you, man. Thank you for
Hey
paying such
man,
close attention to your craft, making such
thank
dope music, offering the world something good and great. And appreciate you coming and sharing some of yourself and some of your time with us tonight. So shout
Yes,
out to
sir.
you. And with
hey
that, I'll
man.
turn it over to you, man.
Shout out to y'all, man. That's an honor. Thank you for
Mm.
bringing me on. I enjoyed
Yeah.
myself. This has been a fun interview, man. Like
Right.
this has been awesome. I know, like the fam that tune in, like it's gonna and like watching it back because there's a lot of people that can't make it has been like, yo, I can't wait to watch it back. So, well, everybody's gonna watch it back. I know they're gonna enjoy it. That's watching it live. Thank you for what y'all do because just know what y'all do is important and is appreciated because you're preserving this art form, man.
Mm.
So, do you taking the time to do that? Y'all writing these books, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, that's incredible, man. So just know what y'all doing is appreciated. And as many new people that I could bring y'all way, it's an honor because what y'all do is y'all, this is something that people are looking for because a lot of people stop whether they stop going to blogs and stuff. I came up in a blog rap era and so
Yeah.
I've always submit. I still submit to blogs and all that.
Mm.
But
Hmm.
for that don't know how to find it no more, to come here and to get put on and what y'all do is very much appreciated. So just know that I'm truly grateful to be up here, for y'all reaching out. And shout out to everybody that's watching, all the fam, all the colorful dreamers out there. Just know I appreciate those that's been with me this whole time. Everybody that just came along on the journey, that's catching up. Just know that this is only the beginning. When I say that, it's only the beginning. Y'all know I use a lot of emojis, so you know, just know that the emojis are there. They're
Yeah.
still there. You know what I'm saying? So just know it's about to be an amazing, fun ride. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to my crew, Two Sets Above the Stars, Navo, Sublime Cloud, DJ Ray May, everybody,
Well, Ray
Sky
May, yeah.
Royal, you know what I'm saying? DJ Ray May, y'all really be all right, y'all
Yes.
see, you know what I'm
Yeah. That's my
saying?
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, soon. Oh, did I say soon? Nah. You know what I'm
Uh-oh.
saying? I ain't said nothing. I ain't said nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't said nothing. But so shout out to everybody, man, and just love each other, man. Just keep pushing forward. I know somebody might be going through something out there. I know, you seeing what going on in the world. Don't let that distract you. Keep pushing forward, man. I love y'all. And you know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, man. And keep going, man. That's what it is, man. It ain't over till it's over, man. So,
Or
paint the sky blue, okay.
nice,
Right
nice.
on. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
man.
man. Thank
On
you.
that on that note, we say peace,
Peace.
peace, peace.
Peace.
Peace.